Rediscovering Gita for the Modern World by Shrikant Soman, based on essays on Gita by Sri Aurobindo. Chapter 7 continued. The Creed of the Aryan Fighter. Continued from the previous episode 58, Divine Pity or Heroic Struggle. The Paradox of Krishna's Counsel. Current episode 59. Why a God-Man Fights. The Indian Creed of Active Compassion. The Indian God-Man, redefining compassion as a warrior's strength. Beyond pity and wrath, the true nature of divine compassion. Key takeaways. Compassion as a divine virtue. The Indian worldview considers compassion a fundamental quality of the divine nature, standing in opposition to harsh, Asuric qualities. The rejection of false pity. Krishna's rebuke is not against genuine compassion, but against a misplaced, weak and out-of-tune pity that deviates a person from their true nature. The active nature of true compassion, authentic compassion, a quality of the Superman, is not passive. It manifests as a helpful wisdom and strength that knows when to act. Action without hatred. For the divine man, slaying a tyrant is an act of impartial justice and divine compassion, not one of wrath or hatred. Compassion and strength are not opposites. The Indian concept of a God-man shows that compassion and the strength to destroy an oppressor are not contradictory, but can be two sides of the same divine coin. Main passage. Indian concept of God-man. Here we have to note that the teaching of the Gita springs from an Indian creed. To the Indian mind, compassion has always figured as one of the largest elements of the divine nature. In a later chapter of the Gita, the teacher himself has enumerated the qualities of the godlike nature in man. He had placed among these qualities the compassion to creatures, gentleness, freedom from wrath, and from the desire to slay and do hurt on equal importance with the qualities of fearlessness, high spirit and energy. He has gone to the extent of terming following qualities as of Asuric, evil nature, harshness, hardness, fierceness, satisfaction in slaying enemies, amassing wealth, unjust enjoyments. These qualities come from the violent titanic nature which denies the divine in the world and the divine in man. They worship only desire as its deity. The answer is, none of the above. Let us see how. Krishna asks Arjuna a very pointed and plain question. What is the origin of your dejection, stain and darkness of the soul in this hour of difficulty and peril? The attempt here is to find out the real nature of Arjuna's deviation from his heroic qualities. Divine compassion is all right, accepted that it is a good quality in man. But there are certain conditions to be fulfilled. The divine compassion has to descend to us from higher levels. The misplaced and out-of-tune compassion is a folly and disrespectful. This happens when the man who shows the compassion is of following type. His intrinsic nature does not possess it. He is only outwardly showing it at that particular instant. His personality is not cast in its mold. He is only pretending to be a superior man, the master man or the superman. To become a superman, the person must manifest nothing short of the highest nature of the Godhead in humanity. This compassion observes with an eye of love and wisdom and calm strength. The battle and the struggle. The strength and weakness of man. His virtues and sins. His joy and suffering. His knowledge and his ignorance. His wisdom and his folly. His aspiration and his failure. And most important of all, this compassion is used to help and to heal. And not to shrink from one's duty. It will manifest differently in different types of people. In the saint and philanthropist, it may cast itself into the mold of a plenitude of love or charity. Whereas, In the thinker and hero, it assumes the largeness and the force of a helpful wisdom and strength. The true Aryan fighter manifests this compassion. It is the soul of his chivalry. It will not break the bruised reed, but helps and protects the weak and the oppressed and the wounded and the fallen. Most significantly, it is also the divine compassion that smashes down the strong tyrant and the confident oppressor. But this is not done in wrath and with hatred, the qualities of the lower human nature. Here we have to take a particular note of a spiritual truth. The wrath of God against the sinner, God's hatred of the wicked, and eternal torture of the wicked are the fables of half-enlightened creeds. The old Indian spirituality clearly saw that God is having as much love and compassion for the strong titan erring by his strength and slain for his sins, as for the sufferer and the oppressed, who have to be saved from his violence and injustice. The act of slaying the oppressing titan and as well as showing compassion to him are not contradictory actions, but well go together for the divine man, the Superman, the Aryan fighter, and the God. It is very essential that we fully understand the true meaning of compassion before we can attempt to grasp the teaching of the Gita.